strange photo in that, look at this thing. Here's the UFO, the object. And by the way, the Pentagon looked at these and said, we don't know what these are, but they're real. They confirm that these are real UFOs. So now look, you're an F-18 pilot, you're cruising around at 300 knots, and you see this thing. Now look at it, it's a little bit asymmetric. It's got these two little ear things on it. You can't tell it's metallic from the photo. It might look that to the eye, but I don't know. Here's the next one. Same object.
Okay. It almost looks completely different. It's like a metallic. I mean, it looks highly reflective.
Yep. And then it's got these two little ear things here, so that might be the things we saw in the other photo. Okay, now here's the third photo. Same object, but now you see it's sort of amorphous, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yet another shapeshifter in our skies, this time flying perilously close to an American fighter jet. Could alien species be preparing to engage with our military? Validated sightings of shapeshifters have now taken place in Florida, California, and Virginia. They seem to be perfectly at ease engaging with our deadliest fighter jets. Could they have an active interest in our military?
You know, I've talked to a lot of different people who've seen these things.
All right, Shalom. This is Howard 1, Banyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ha'abrakah, Kwadash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nakwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This is an article from Politico, all right, speaking about the UFO, UAP, flying saucer, whatever they want to call them, but we know them as the chariots of Yahweh, the chariots from heaven, the chariots of Yahweh Shai, war chariots, our deliverance, clouds by day, fire by night, all right, seraphims, all right, so fiery flying serpents. These are the angels of the Lord that are in these chariots, basically vehicles in the sky. Now, I want to read this article because you saw the clip in the beginning, and they're worried that these chariots, or UFOs, I'll say, they're worried that they're going to go to war or plotting a war against this world's Air Force, Space Force, military infrastructure, whatever you want to call it. They're war planes. And this is going to happen. All right. Matter of fact, let's start off with this scripture. This is Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned to lift up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. So Zechariah saw a flying roll. Okay. So now, all right, so he saw a flying roll, which we know it today as they call it the cigar shape, or like a pillar in the sky. And it was as long as 2 school buses, or what you would call a football field. All right. But this was during the time of 522 BC. All right, during the time of Darius. That's when Zechariah got these visions. All right. So now, with that being said, there was no plane. We know for sure there were no planes around before the Wright brothers, started building their planes. All right, to fly what you call that, aircrafts. All right, so we know these were vehicles because it's all throughout the scriptures. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. All right, so that'd be about the size of a long school bus, or if you want to go further, it would be as long as a football field as well. All right, so it can be either or. Then said he unto me, this is the curse. This is the curse, man, that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Right, because for every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Meaning if they meant to get judged, as 2/3, they're going to be destroyed here and judged according to their wickedness. And if they're the heathens, they're going to be judged as well. All right, so it's going to happen. These chariots are going to, it said go forth over the face of the whole earth. Right, let me get a precept. This is Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. All right, so they're beholding the evil and the good. So this is the curse that goeth over the face of the whole earth, beholding the evil and the good. But the Lord says what? He has a sacrifice in Basra and in Idumea. Zechariah 5:4. And I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, right? Because according to Revelation chapter 11, you're going to have a huge chariot that's supposed to cover or enter into the airspace of America, known as Babylon, for the deliverance of the elect that are in America. And then you're going to have the rest of the chariots being sent out throughout the four corners of the earth to grab the rest of the elect. All right. I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, man. And the thief is Esau. And their house is right over here in America, where they sought to rule over the congregation of Israelites in the land of the north. All right, so you're gonna bring it forth, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. Who is that? Esau, swearing falsely by the Lord's name, claiming to be a God-fearing country. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, just like on War of the Worlds or Independence Day, the movie, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So it's going to be, of course, missiles hitting this place, but we know according to the scriptures that the chariots are going to get theirs too. They're going to be blasting this place. Right, Isaiah 31:5. As birds flying, they're going to be in formation with one leader in the front. See, that huge chariot. And you're going to have other angels in chariots following behind Yahushua in his huge chariot, according to 2 Ezra 13. As birds flying, so will Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending, also he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. Okay? So this is going to be the second Passover, where the Lord is going to pass over and protect the elect of Israel. But as defending, he's also going to be delivering at the same time. Right, but it said these chariots are going to consume this place with the timbers thereof. Okay? Wisdom of Solomon 5:21. Or 20. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. So the elect going to have powers to fight too, and protect their families. Okay? So the Lord's going to raise up his men. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to their mark. Okay, so the missiles and them lasers from the chariots are going to be zapping this place at the same time, consuming it with the timbers thereof. All right, all the way down to the lowest ground, or lowest hell. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of a stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall cruelly drown them. So in the midst of the missiles hitting this place, the chariots are going to be gathering the elect and delivering the elect, and also defending, meaning like War of the Worlds. They're going to be zapping this place, man, destroying shit, burning up the timbers thereof. All right, once again, Revelation 19, and let's start from 11. All right, so Yahweh Shai is going to be in that huge chariot with other angels, and then you're going to have other chariots with him that's going to be defending and delivering. Revelation 19:11, and I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse. That's talking about Yahweh Shai's chariot. It's going to be huge and dazzling. That's what the word white means, to dazzle or to glitter. And the horse represents the strength or power. All right. Advanced technology, spiritual power. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true. And in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. So the Lord's going to make war against the wicked. This is going to be war. The Lord's going to make war against these devils. All right. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. Right. This goes with in the Revelation where it says his eyes were red. It means his eyes. What do you say? The eyes are the windows. Your eyes are the windows to your soul. Well, he has an infernal burning inside him of judgment. That's what's all that's on his mind is judgment and the wrath of Yahweh. So his eyes were as a flame of fire. And on his head were many crowns, man. So he's going to take the rulership of the earth in one battle. It's not going to have to be a like World War I was 4 years. World War II was about what's that? Really from 1938, 1940, about 7 years, 5 years. So Baghdad, this ongoing war with Israel and Hamas. See how it's taking long, and it's an ongoing war with Russia and Ukraine. This is 5 months since the war started, and it's gonna be like that. Like Esau have it in their movies. It's been 10 years since the war started, and now we're rebels. Nope. Or the Matrix, and it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be one day, 1 hour. This place is gonna be destroyed. One day, it's gonna be the judgment. And after that, Yahweh Shai is going to have all the crowns, take all rulership from the earth, all power from the earth, man. All right, no fly zone. And he had on his head many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself, meaning the only one going to know his name in that day is the elect. All right. And no one, only one that's going to get the experience that this title, which would be him glorified, is the elect, okay? And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. All right, the scriptures say he's going to stain all his raiment. Man, he's going to go crazy. His whole focus is what? Judgment. He's going to be out for blood. And his name is called the Word of Yahweh. This is talking about Yahweh Shai. And the armies, see all the armies up there, all the angels that are ranked for war, starting with the prince or the top angel under Yahweh Shai. That's the guardian angel for the elect of Israel. All right, so it's talking about Michael. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. So they're not all going to be in the chariot with Yahweh Shai. They're going to have their own chariots too, and they're going to be following behind Yahweh Shai to help aid in the deliverance and the protection. clothed in fine linen, white and clean. It's talking about the elect that's in the heavens and the angels. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, and that sharp sword are those laser beams. That with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty God, man. So he's gonna rule with a rod of iron, man. Okay? To rule with a rod of iron means to rule a country, an area, a group, etc., or people in a very strict and often cruel way. That's what Yahushua gonna do. He's gonna rule these devils with an iron fist. So yeah, man, these chariots, they eventually is not going to be a mystery anymore. The Lord's scriptures say that he shall appear to the astonishment of the world. Zechariah 5:4, I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. Okay, Esau, and ultimately talking about America, Babylon, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. So America claims to be a God-fearing country. And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timbers thereof and the stones thereof, man. All right? So this place is going to turn into a lava pit. But you saw in the video that I had in the beginning, they said, why are the UFOs so invested in the world's military? Are they planning an attack? It's not about a plan. It's like, this is destiny. All right, so this is the article. It says, we have a UFO problem. It's definitely going to be a problem for the wicked. What we don't have yet is a serious answer. All right, so they basically saying they keep joking about it. People think it's funny. It says, the U.S. government has studied UFOs on and off now for 80 years, dating back to the dawn of the flying saucer, because that's what they originally saw, was the flying saucers. And they changed it to UFOs. Okay. The dawn of the flying saucer age in 1947, when an Idaho businessman flying near Mount Rainier reported seeing bright saucer-like objects moving through the skies at tremendous speeds, man. Wow. It was hardly the first time humans spotted strange things in the sky. Just a few years earlier, World War II pilots over Europe reported being chased by glowing green balls that came to be known as Foo Fighters, right? I did a few lessons on Foo Fighters. You just type in Lions Den main page, Foo Fighters, all right? But the flying saucers caught the public's imagination and launched a fascination that continues to this day. Back then, at the dawn of the Cold War, the Pentagon launched 3 successive secret programs known as Project Sign, Grudge, and Blue Book, basically trying to control the narrative, man. That's why you see pictures and they say make it classified, and, you know, that ran for decades without ever solving the mystery of what UFOs actually are. Neither did a secret CIA study panel in the 1950s congressional hearings in the 60s. And that's when they started to fall, in the 60s and 70s. In other assorted efforts over the years, nor most recently did a series of classified Pentagon projects in the 2000s and 2010s, sponsored by Harry Reid and run by Las Vegas businessman titan Robert Bigelow, known as the Advanced Aerospace Weapons Systems Application Program, that was first reported by the Politico and the New York Times in 2017. So they got all these different secret programs, man, like Men in Black and shit, that study the angels, man, that study the chariots. But they only get to see and to understand what the Lord wants them to understand. All right, so it says, now amid renewed public fascination and lawmaker interest in the years since AAWSAP was publicized, the Pentagon, the intelligence community, and NASA have recommitted, albeit somewhat half-heartedly, to studying what the government now calls UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomena. They keep changing the name of it to build more speculation and yeah, right. A term it introduced both to decrease the giggle factor of UFOs, as well to acknowledge the possibility that not every UFO is actually either flying or a physical object. So they think it's a joke, but they're gonna see that it's not a joke, man. Them fighters, them air pilots for the military, they know it's not a joke. All right, when they scrambled to deal with or see the Chariots, it was actually the early Air Force efforts of Grudge and Blue Book, in part, that helped to popularize the very term UFO, which was intended to reduce the giggle factor of flying saucers and make witnesses feel more comfortable coming forward to talk. Okay, so it ain't gonna be funny soon. Revelations 1:7, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. So it ain't gonna be no one witness or two witnesses here, or mystery. All eyes are gonna see him. And they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. They're gonna wail and cry out, and ain't gonna be no joke no more. It ain't gonna be giggle factor. Well, they're gonna be weeping and wailing. How about that? All right, so let's finish it out with this, man, because these prophecies are going to come to pass. There's going to be a war in the heavenly domain. Even Mike Pence said it when Trump came out with the Space Force. He tried putting the Navy out there to control the space weapons with their drones, their satellites, with weapons on them. All right, so they plan on fighting against the Lord and against these nations in a war domain that's out in space, all right, within the exosphere. All right, they look at that as a domain of war. All right, just like in the skies, that's a domain of war. Before, the war used to just be on land, then it went to the skies after World War I. Now, after World War II, now they're going out into space to fight. All right, but the Lord said that when they go to exalt their house amongst the stars, that's when they're going to be brought down. So since the 60s and 70s, this place has been being rebuked by the men of the Lord. Revelations 12:6. 7. And there was war in heaven. No, I'll start from 6. And the woman fled into the wilderness. All right, we fled into the western coast of Africa. Of course, you had the Gadites and northern tribes already over here after the 3rd century AD. You know, really 722 BC, but they still didn't make it to the Americas yet until like AD. They were led over here by Ephraim. Okay, so the prophecy really kicked off when Judah and Benjamin were brought over here. All right, and parts of Levi and slave ships from the western coast of Africa, and that goes back to I think 1619. 350 years later, you get today, or 1969. All right, Revelations 12 and 11. And the woman fled into the wilderness, so we fled into the western coast of Africa, where she had a place prepared for her, prepared of Yahweh. And that place is, goes into the word Arsareth, which means another land. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 13. Arsareth. So that place was prepared for us, this place Babylon, that they should feed her there 1,203 score days, and that's 350 years. All right, since 1619 in slavery, all the way up to the time Abba Bivin started teaching his word, who was and still is Elijah. All right, and so after that, Revelation 11, we stand upon our feet, a great exceeding army, waking up to the truth, starting from that mustard seed, Elijah, all the way up until one of the biggest trees in the world, the elect of Israel, the army standing upon this earth. And there was war in heaven. So there's going to be a war in heaven, man. So let's check this out. That war, you got two options for the war. It says warfare, literally, polymos, which means literally or figuratively a single encounter or a series of encounters. Well, this is going to be a single encounter. Like I said, upon his head was many crowns. And, you know, a war, a fight, a battle, a dispute, a strife, quarrel, okay? A bustle, so it's going to be a rumble, all right? And there was war in heaven. So is it going to be a continued war? No, it's going to be over. That's it. Like the Mike Tyson fights used to be. All right? That's why that name Michael, Yahweh was going to send Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai is going to send his guardian angel that he set over Israel and the rest of the holy angels, man. And there was war in heaven. So now see the heavens. Oops, wrong one. All right, so there was war in heaven. And let's put it in context. It means what? The sky. All right, so there's war in the sky. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels. Now, let's see, Michael, the archangel. And I read earlier that the armies in heaven are going to follow Yahushua, right? Defending also they shall deliver. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad as from a well-drawn bow or from a cloud. So that Michael, let's see that. Michael, all right, or Mayak Allah, will be who is like God. So he's going to be just like Yahweh Shai, like Yahweh, man. Righteous and powerful. All right, that's why scriptures say that in John. It says Yahweh Shai was a God, and he was also with the gods, meaning he was with the powers. Alahayim. It says, Michael, who is like God, the first of the chief princes, man. He's the first of them. There's 7 of them, I think. But he's the first of them, all right? Or archangels, who is supposed to be the guardian angels of the Israelites. So we got guardian angels, man. And we got archangels that watch over us. It's crazy, right? This is Matthew 18 and 10. That's what we try to tell people, man. Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones. And that's us. We the little ones. All right? The Lord called us a worm. Meaning helpless, man, without him. Okay? For I say unto you that in heaven their angels, talking about our guardian angels, they do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. All right, so Yahweh Shai, he prays for us. The angels are watching over us. Yahweh's watching over us, beholding the evil and the good, watching over the good as well. And our angels always behold the face of our power. Man. So yeah, man, the Lord is going to send Michael and his angels. They're going to fight, man, his fleet, the whole army. They're going to fight against the dragon. We know the dragon is Esau's whole system. All right, with NATO, America, the EU, and their allies. And the dragon fought in his angels, okay? And that term angels right here, it just means messengers, especially an angel by implication, or an envoy. Okay, and let's see what envoy is. So their envoy is going to fight against Yahweh Shai's envoy. All right, envoy is what? It says a representative, a deputy, agent, a messenger, or a representative, especially one on a diplomatic mission. See that? Look. Diplomatic mission or of or concerning the profession, activity, or skill of managing international relations. All right, so let's get this. All right, so you have what? A military envoy. An envoy is someone who is sent as a representative from one country, one government, or political group to another. So they're going to send an envoy to fight against the holy angels. All right. So now it says Revelation 12:7, and there was war in the skies or in heaven. So this is going to happen. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Let's get that. All right, so even the angels talking about the men of the Lord are going to fight as well. That would say the earth is going to fight with them. Daniel 12:1, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, meaning the top prince, that's over all the angels under Yahweh Shai and Yahweh. The great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, all right, meaning guardian angel. There shall be a time of trouble, Jacob's trouble. All right, the MOTB is going to be pushed and the missile's going to be shot off. It's going to be all hell breaking loose. Such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that is found written in the book. See, remember, you got the book of life and the book of Yahweh's wrath. It speaks about the lake of fire. All right? And whoever's name not written in the book of life is going to be caught in the lake of fire right here in America. So the main deliverance is going to happen out of this place, because we're going to need to get out of here because of the destruction. All right? And then the rest of the deliverance with the holy angels are going to happen around the four corners of the earth. Revelations 12:7. On 7 again. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and they prevailed not. So they're not going to prevail. Meaning what? The force is not going to be with them. It says to prevail, meaning to exercise force, literally or figuratively. So Esau's weapon, blessing, is going to fail to Jacob's weapon or blessing. Esau's blessing is the sword. The Lord's blessing is the spirit. And that laser. You got chariots that shapeshift. They can disappear and go at speeds that are not even can't even be calculated according to physics. That's what they call a UAP now. Unidentified aerial phenomena. I mean, they can't understand the speed patterns and the flight patterns of it. All right, so they're gonna prevail, not meaning to have force or exercise force, literally or figuratively. So Esau's force, space force, air force, whatever the power they have, missiles, whatever, laser beams, it's all gonna fail. It's gonna be of no effect on the Lord. It said, scriptures say that. Let me get that. This is 2 Ezra 13:1. And it came to pass at the 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, talking about in the sky, that it moved the waves thereof. All right, even out in the ocean. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. So the elect and the armies of the holy angels are going to be gathered to Yahushua in the sky. He said, so shall we be with him forever. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire, man. Just talking about that laser blast, like direct nuclear power. All right, burning these people up to chaff. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven. See, Yahushua gonna be busy, but then the angels are gonna still be grabbing the elect from around the four corners of the earth. But then you're gonna have that main chariot that's gonna come over America and snatch up the elect. All right, so it's gonna be a joint effort. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sky or the sea. And I beheld, and lo, he had engraved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. All right, a huge chariot. It's going to be big as a mountain, just like Mount Sinai. But I would have seen the region or place wherewith the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid and yet durst fight. All right, they're going to have that rocky spirit. They're going to know they're going to lose, but they're still going to try to fight the Lord. Just like in the movies. See, the movies going to have these soldiers gassed up thinking they're going to win. Like in the movies, like Battle of Los Angeles. All right. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, see, violence meaning what? Not punching. They're going to be shooting at the Lord, shooting lasers. Like in the movie Godzilla or King Kong, they just start shooting. He neither lifted up his hand, not trying to block or anything, nor held sword, so not even trying to attack, nor any instrument of war. He wasn't like, all right, get ready, man. Stand on the ready. Here they come. They shouldn't set up the defenses like on Star Trek. You had to put the defenses on and all that. We're taking a hit. It ain't gonna be like that. They're gonna be sitting there. You say, it shall remain there. He neither nor held any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together like a laser beam, and blast of fire, the flaming breath, the great tempest, and which fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Jeez. Right, Exodus 15:3. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Yahushua. He said he bears not the sword in vain. You know? And what man sitteth not down first and see if he have enough to complete the war? So Yahushua has already done that. thousands of years ago in advance. Yahweh as well. Got everything mapped out. So they already know what Esau's gonna do. And so Psalms 91 and 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee. See, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh's gonna tell Yahweh Shai, because there's a ranking and there's an order. All right. So he's gonna tell Yahweh Shai to send the angel Michael, the guardian angels, and the rest of the guardian angels to send the armies to protect us in the fight against Esau's military and their army and their air force. All right. Psalms 91 and 11, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. You see that? A command, basically. Let's see charge real quick. All right, so let's see this word charge real quick. It says to constitute, enjoin, to command, to give orders, to lay charge. All right, so he's going to give them orders or enjoin them to us, saying, hey, that's you right there. You got to watch him, you watch over this one. All right, a command, a commission, an appointment, a divine act to be commanded. Wow. All right, so that's what he's going to do. He's going to give his angels charge or command to watch over us, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. So that's what the angels are going to be sent for. Defending also, they shall deliver. All right. All right, I'm going to end here. Revelations 12 and 8, verse 7 says, and there was war in heaven. So there's going to be a battle. All right, it's not going to last days and months and years. It's going to be over quick. One day, Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. All right? So Esau is going to try to fight against the Lord's army and prevailed not. So they're not going to prevail. They're not going to have any power. They're going to be powerless against the Lord. Neither was their place found anymore in heaven. So that this right here is talking about not just the sky. It's going to be a no-fly zone, but it's also talking about what? Neither is there going to be any place found. It says, by implication, in happiness, power, eternity. All right, especially the gospel. So there's not going to be any place found in power for them. So they're going to be powerless against the Lord, and they're going to lose their power seat in the earth. That's 2nd Ezra chapter 6, where it says Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Going to pull him down by the foot. And then Jacob is talking about Yahweh Shai pulling him down. All right, immediately supplanting Esau, taking his place in rulership. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven in rulership. And the great dragon, all right, Esau, was cast out. That's what it means to prevail not. It means to be cast down. That old serpent, see, that goes back to the garden. That old serpent, that was Esau, came back as Esau on this earth, all right, the serpent. Called the devil. See, you want to know who the devil is? It's Edom, the Caucasian race, all right? Deceiver and Satan, meaning adversary, man, to the truth, to the Lord's people, to the gospel. So they're the enemy against the Lord, the contender. But they're going to be powerless. Esau's going to be powerless against Jacob, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, meaning they're going to be cast down to hell upon this earth. And his angels were cast out with him, man. So they're going to be what? Null and void. They're going to lose their power. All right? They're going to be powerless against our King, Yahweh Shai, and our Father Yahweh, and his holy angels, starting with Michael and the rest of the archangels, also known as guardian angels, that watch over us, bro. They're tied to us. They're constitute to us and joined to us. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, in the sky, and in the spiritual heaven, the fourth dimension, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointed. For the accuser, Esau, of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. All right, so this is going to happen, man. He says there's going to be war in heaven, because the Lord sent these visions to John the Revelator on the Isle of Patmos around 75 AD to show him what? We already know. It says, Revelations 1:1, the revelation of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, which Yahweh gave unto him. So these are plans that Yahweh put in place. Just like Yahweh created the heavens and the earth, he gave the orders, he gave the command, and then Yahweh Shai completes those commands and sends it down the pipeline to the rest of the angels and to his men upon earth. So this is an order given from Yahweh, part of his plan. Just like in Revelation 6, it says, and he heard a voice in the midst of the holy angels saying, a measure of wheat for barley. See that? That's the Most High giving out his commands and orders. And the angels are acting, completing those orders. All right, the revelation of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, which Yahweh gave unto him, to show unto his servants, to us, things which must shortly come to pass. It's going to happen. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. All right, so who bear record of the word of Yahweh and of the testimony of Yahweh Shai and of all things that he saw, right? That's why he calls the witnesses. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. All right, that time is coming. Verse 12, verse 19, Revelations 1:19. Verse 17. And when I saw him, so John the Revelator, he saw Yahweh Shai. John the Revelator was also known as the beloved. He's the one that laid on Yahweh Shai's bosom, that he loved. You know, he was one of his best friends. Even, you know, so Yahweh Shai came back to see him. I fell at his feet as dead, and he laid his right hand upon me, saying unto me, fear not, I am the first and the last. So he's going to appear in these last days as well. And he's the first one, Adam, as well. I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. So Esau ain't going to be able to stop him, man. Yahweh Shai is alive forevermore. Our King is alive out in the heavens forever. And when we're joined with him, we'll be alive forevermore. No more worried about death or losing anything or sin or wickedness. Everything, we'll be thinking about righteousness and life. Aman, and have the keys of hell and death. So Yahweh Shai has the keys and the power from Yahweh to free us from bondage. All right, but it got to be done on the timing that the Most High says, according to prophecy. It says, this is what he told John, write the things which thou hast seen, which he witnessed in the past, and the things which are, you know. So John wrote about the things he was witnessing at that current time and what he saw before, and the things which shall be hereafter. And we are living what John saw as the hereafter. All right, so with that, I'm going to end it, man. So these things are going to happen. And yes, they do have a UFO problem, but it's from the chariots of the Lord.
in our skies, this time flying perilously close to an American fighter jet.